Hey guys, Jingraves here, doing another one for you guys. So this is going to be one that goes with the one I just did. If you guys haven't seen that one yet, this goes with Log Horizon. This is going to be, I believe, day 4, video 4. Um, but this is actually a really good series. This one is Log Horizon, the Wind Brigade. I just love the art on this because of the tone that's in it too. I mean, you get the actual drawing of it and everything, and then if you guys know what tone is anything where you get these little dots or a particular like texture. Like if you can see that, it's different than this part. That's kind of what tone is. You know, you can buy little things and put it in there, and then they take a razor and they cut it out, and then they kind of smash the thing down on there, and it almost is like a stamp. It stamps it down on there when they smash it, and they lightly pull it off, and it leaves the tone onto it. It's a really long, big process, but I always like it on these covers, which is really, really fun to have. Um, you know, so again, this is building off of the regular Log Horizon book. This is Wind Brigade, and we get our main character, which I can't remember his name at the moment. Maybe they'll give it to me in the front of the book. Shujiro. That's what it is, Shojiro. But you find out that basically Shojiro was told by Shiro, which was the main character I showed you in the other book, that he was not to stay with his guild. He was not supposed to go forward with it. And Shiro told him, Shojiro, you have bigger dreams and stuff that you can accomplish. I think you should start your own guild. You should move forward with it. And that's when Shojiro started the Wind Brigade. And then it was funny because through him and his kindness and all this other stuff, a lot of different female characters actually started joining him into it. And I think the guild is all female characters except for one guy that he made a character as a female. And then you found out later on that he's actually a gay guy that kind of fell under the Shujiro's spell of, oh, you're beautiful, I love you, kind of thing. Um, yeah, these screen tones and stuff. The tones on these are great. I love the covers. That was one of my biggest things that I actually loved about this series is getting to see the tones on the front of the books and how they were going to play into it, which was fun. But this is 11 volumes. I would say you could roll it into to 12 if you get the regular Log Horizon one. But you get Shujiro or Kojiro, whatever it was, I can't remember anymore. Again, and he has this whole group, and it's right when they're going to start figuring out what should we do about the world, because there is a lot of craziness that just happened. We all got pulled into the world. We all don't know how to get out of the world. We don't know what to do. And so we're going to have to make the best of it. How are we going to do that? Because now it's not like PvP. It's not player versus player anymore. That's a little harder for us to do, for us to accomplish. How are we going to move forward with our tasks and stuff from here? You know, you do have to have food. You do have to have all this other stuff. And they actually start figuring out how to do all this stuff, which is really cool. And the abilities that people start to pick up, because from then it's not like WoW or World of Warcraft where you can only be like an expert at cooking and something else, enchanting or whatever. You can become an expert at everything from there. So they find out that if you learn how to cook, you know how to do all this stuff, and you do some other stuff, that from that point on, you can make delicious food from there. Instead of they made this food and it was just kind of like tasteless. You knew you saw what you were eating, but there wasn't any flavor to it. Which is really cool too, of an aspect for this manga. Going into it, if you got sucked into a video game, it also kind of answered the question of if you die in the game, after this point, what happens, which they have a character that dies and he comes back and part of his memories are missing. That's what happens, is it pulls part of your memories out. And then the other thing I really like that they do is any MPs, or NPCs, non-playable characters, that are out there, actually kind of almost have this soul. They're called people of the earth, and they're like, we've lived here forever. You guys are the adventurers. You guys have been here, but we don't know anything about you. And it's kind of like all the storylines set in, all this knowing and everything, and they actually make pacts with the people of the earth, because now they actually have some kind of aspect to them, as well as they have other parts that are involved. Um, I mean, it gets crazy. At one point, they raised a lot of gold, and they actually bought the town square of the town so that they could have this person run up and they could fight them, because they didn't want, um, or they were too powerful or something like that, and they didn't want to have to get into a fight with them. So they bought the town square basically, and the guards of the town came in, which are these giant golem robot knight things. And they came in and they actually like defeated the person for them. So it was really funny when it came down to it of, oh my God, you need to get out of town or else, quit bullying people, all this other stuff. But this was a very, very fun read. Um, you should pick it up because I feel like it does have a lot of stuff in it. I like the different character designs. I like the different character personalities. You do have some characters that want to better themselves by being better, being able to fight harder, fight better. You do have some of the aspects of it was a set thing of abilities, and um, now they're past that. Now you can kind of create your own abilities and stuff too, which is another cool thing about it. So if you haven't picked it up, it's by Yin Press. Again, it is a really good one. This one has a different author and stuff on it. The art is by Koyuki. Original story, again, by the Mamari Tono. And the character's design for this one is by Kazuhiro Hara, which is Kazuhiro is the guy that wrote and did the stuff for Log Horizon, and Mamara Tono is the guy that had the original story concept for it. So this one was a different story idea by him, but had an art done by somebody else, and the character designs were done by somebody. So it's kind of a triple threat, I guess. But it is 11 volumes, super super good. This is one that I will actually go to bat for a lot on. I feel like there were only a few aspects that I felt were missing on this, which it covered a lot of different stuff that I really enjoyed. Um, Party or events in game, like they had this calling of it was like every 3 years. Um, Out of game, basically where they had this goblin crusade where the goblin lord came around. You had to figure out how to defeat him, and that actually happened. They had to figure out how to overcome that, and it was just a cool concept of it being like the real world now because the people's bodies and everything were in it, or souls were in it, and now having to figure out where to go from there. So this is one that I highly, highly recommend. Not too many complaints about it. I really don't feel like I have very many complaints about it. There are a few aspects of it I feel like maybe could have been a little better here and there. But still, I would give this series a 4 out of 5. It was just that good. So I hope you guys will give it a try. Check it out. Check out Regular Log Horizon. And I'm Jingraves. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.